What's up, people? Ryman. I made a video the other day talking about some guy and his response, and it was like, rah, 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 rah. And as I said in the beginning of that video, I was like, I shouldn't really make this video. I know I shouldn't make this video, and I'll tell you why I knew I shouldn't make that video. It was like 3 years ago. I made a video. That's what I've been doing for like the past 6 years. So I made a video. I posted up, and then this lady, this black lady, she started writing these comments like,
Ryman, you are a disgrace. Because you have your hat to the side. How can anybody take you serious?
and she just wrote like all this comment after,
But
and she's going on and on and on, and it bothered me, man. It's like, who are you? And you know how it's vloggers, and we all do. We check out their page, and it's like, you got like 2 subscribers. Your highest video is like 50 views, and it got all these dislikes. Who are you to say anything to me? Go somewhere. And that's what we say. And then they would always come back,
well, I have my opinions too, and I don't need a whole lot of subscribers to say.
and, which is true. You don't need 1 billion subscribers to make a video on YouTube. You could do whatever you want. But it doesn't take away the point. There's like no balance there. So then after I made the video, the people who are watching me are like, yo, Ryman, don't worry about it, man. Just do you. She don't know what she's talking about. And I'm like, because it was like the first time that ever happened to me. So I was kind of like, I don't go out. I'm not trolling people. If I don't like something, I just kind of, whatever. I don't gotta watch it. I just stop the video. I mean, one time I was upset because it was like a 5-minute video, and I thought something was gonna happen, and nothing happened, and I really was upset. Like, I just wasted 5 minutes watching this, and nothing happened. But anyway, but I didn't do it. I didn't write him a comment say you wasted my time. I didn't dislike it. I just never watched his channel again. That's the option. So anyway, I told my subscribers, I posted her link, and then I went about my business. And then, I checked her page because it was really, and on her page there was all these people like saying really mean things to her. Like, oh, you should die, and you're fat, and you're ugly, and you're da 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 and da 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 and da 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 and da da, and I felt really bad because even though she like opened the door and threw the shit inside of my room, I could have just cleaned it up and da da da. But instead, I gave her a dress, and then everybody came and threw shit into her room, and now her room is, and I felt really bad, and I was like, I'm never gonna do that again. Without just cause. So then, the video, I'm like, I shouldn't do this video for the same reason. But it's a dude, so dudes can deal with this shit. But even so, it's still, so my bad. But what's interesting about the video, and there's like 100 comments, man. I don't get 100 comments on a good day. But it's all based on opinions. It's a fact. The cops did stop me. And people didn't believe me until they saw the video. I verified it. So there's a video. It's a fact. And even then, you don't know if I paid them off. Like, hey, Bob, Tom, Johnny, because they're actually Americans. Will you dress up in some suits and I'm gonna come here and then come here and, like, you don't know that. Now it would take a lot of muscle to pull that off. For what point? But you don't know all the story. You just see what you see, and so. That part is a fact. And another fact is I was annoyed. That's not anyone's opinion. I was really annoyed. I came home like, you see what happened to me, girlfriend? So I was annoyed. Those things are facts. My opinion was they didn't have anything better to do. I don't know. Maybe it was in their job duty. If you see a male about this high with this thing, because maybe there's a suspect running around Shibuya. I don't know. But my opinion was, they had nothing better to do, and they should be doing this kind of job. Who am I to tell them what kind of job they should be doing? I don't pay their salary. So those are my opinions. Those are my feelings. But they're mine. Now, when the comments start coming, they're your opinions, and we're all entitled to have them. Now, the problem with opinion-based things, it's personal. I'm hot. No, I'm cold. You're both right. There's no wrong or right answer. And then, but people, when they give comments sometime, when they make videos, they put that personal thing as if it's the fact.
Well, because I believe it is so, then it is.
which it drives me crazy. And this is with anything, with anywhere, like, oh yeah, this is a good song. Why is it a good song? Oh, because it's number one, and because it has all this money, and because a lot of people say so, and I still don't like it. And there's a lot of music where you'd be like, I don't care if it's number one. I don't care if they're selling millions of records. I don't like it. And you're entitled to your opinion, regardless of a million other people like it. A million other people bought it, but you don't like it. But you're entitled to that opinion. Now, if you would go to a Justin Bieber concert or an AKB concert and jump up on stage and say, I don't like this music, they would probably kill you. Be like, oh my gosh, and they start like fighting you and stuff. And that's, it's extreme, but, you just shit in their soup, Now, so looking at all these comments and it's all this stuff, it's all opinions, man, and people get emotionally attached to their opinions, because basically, if I'm telling you, yo, my girlfriend, she's beautiful, that's my personal feeling. We can't rate it on a scale. It's just how I feel. And then if you say, nah, she's not beautiful, you're entitled to say that, but it's gonna, what'd you say about my girl, huh? Is there a problem? Like that. So that's just how it is. That's humans. That's how we operate. Now, in the realm of Japanness, there's so much ambiguity about things that it leaves a lot of opportunities for this kind of thing to happen. You have Gaijin A who looks a certain way and he has a certain kind of lifestyle in Japan, so you could say ABC. You have another Gaijin over here who's doing this and he has a different kind of life and he says ABC. They're both correct. But then this Gaijin, since it didn't happen to him, he'll be like, you're wrong. And he'd be like, no, I'm not wrong. And really, even in those instances, it's like, here's another example. The earthquake in Japan last year. I was in a school, a junior high school, 2 floors, flat, 500 students, 30 teachers, a principal, vice principal, and me. Earthquake happened. I'm teaching, the earthquake happens, and we're in a big flat concrete building, so it moved like this. So, it's just like, wow, what's that? Oh, it's an earthquake. And so then it was big, and it didn't stop, so then it's like, okay, go into earthquake mode, and all the kids started, like, laughing. Ha 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 ha! And they're, like, rolling around on the floor, and kids are falling over. Like, kids are kids, And they're all just like, oh, I broke my leg! Ah! And they're just having so much fun. You would think it was a joke. So I'm like, wow, this is funny. And nobody really snapped into panic mode. We were pretty far out there in Saitama, and we're in this big building. So then we go outside, and everyone's just like laughing, and I saw 3 girls crying. 3 girls out of 500 students. So once again, it's like, it's funny. If I would have posted a video at that moment, I would have been like, hey, I'm rhyming, the world is shaking. Well, it would have been a big joke, because that's the situation I was in. Other people now, they're in some 50-floor building, and that shit's like, I don't think they're laughing. And they got to go down the steps, and traumatic. I could imagine if that was me, I would not have been in any tall buildings for like months. But, so, if we were recounting our stories, he'd be like, it was scary. Oh, and you'd have to go to some counseling. Me, I'd be like, man, earthquakes are cool, man. No class. Now, depending on your experience, if you know someone who died, you would hate me, and you would kind of sympathize with them. But I didn't do anything other than speak my personal experience based on what really happened. Whereas, and people would get emotionally like, man, and I think it did happen. That the guy who got like 1 million views on his videos, he started getting people like saying all this negative stuff. All he did was do what J-vloggers do. Something happens, you videotape it, but that's how it is, opinions. I propose that instead of dealing in that area of what people think and how and it's all personal and all shit, we make it into a kind of study. We break it down scientifically. We research it. We set up little experiments. You say, come on, what are you talking? I brought this up before last year, and a lot of people said it'd be difficult to do, and it is true. I can't do it by myself. I can't set up the camera and set up a situation, and plus it'd be biased. Of course, I'm gonna set up situations where it's gonna look exactly how I said it was gonna look. Yeah, you see, it happened again. It's right. So we have enough people involved where it can't be really biased, and then we show the footage to you guys. We don't edit it. We just put it out there, and then we have people who speak Japanese. They translate exactly what they're saying. You know, so we hear, oh, say it. But the guy's like, well, the way he said it, that's not the nice sumimasen. That's the shut the hell up, go home foreigner sumimasen, which they have it. You know, you wouldn't know it unless you know it. Now that, you know, so we set up all these, so, and we could have the viewers, subscribers post a question, but we already have a couple topics. So the police in Japan, dating in Japan, housing in Japan, teaching in Japan, life as a gaijin in Japan. So these are pretty big, huge topics, which it's ambiguous, it's vague. Nobody knows a definitive answer because it really depends on where you live, who you're with, how you look, what you're doing, what time of year it is, what type of people are around you, their experience, where they are. You know, like, all those things would be a factor, which we can't account for all of them, but we could set up things that will make it easier to understand. And that's what I propose. So instead of, I think it's, well, based on the video, and you guys can watch it. I mean, many people interpret it differently, but if we're all watching the same video, you know, I think it'll be easier to get to a kind of thing. And yeah, and that's, after that whole video, that's what I came up with. That's the idea I had. So I don't regret putting it up. I shouldn't have put it up, but if I didn't put it up, I wouldn't have came up with this idea. I think it's great. If you think it sucks, you're entitled to your opinion, but please tell me why it sucks and how it could be better. So it's a two-part thing. Man, that sucks. Okay. And how could, well, if you do it this way, then it makes more sense. And now we're talking. You just tell me it sucks. You know, constructive criticism. If you're going to criticize, then, put some good things in it so I can make it better, Or think of some people who would be good for this social experiment, And maybe if it works, maybe we could like bounce it on up to NHK. Like, hey, look, it's a group of us J-vloggers. We run the media here, And we've been doing these little things here, and we want to show it to you guys, and maybe we could show it to the rest of Japan. We could be like the Avengers. We might not. I just watched the Avengers, but we might not something, but we damn sure will avenge it. I just had to throw it in there. Anyway, let me know what you think, and comments down there. And I want to get like 200 comments in. Give me 200 comments. I actually, don't give me 200 comments because I have to read all of them. Give me the comments that make sense, and all the other ones, whatever. All right, anyway, I gotta go. Peace. Rhyming. Cheer. Rhyming. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Did you see that? It did not stop. I'm all doing this, and it did not stop. That's embarrassing, man. I was all up in my nose and shit. Anyway, rhyming.